I found the whole memory aspect to be really profound because how do you trust your own memories? You know, there was this. That's the thing. You never know if they're real or not. They're always being written by yourself.
Yes.
And there's this thing going around which really irks me in the same way that irks you with the host, right? There's this thing going around talking about how we don't really have memory, like memories past the age of 5 or before age 5 are fabricated, completely fabricated. And I'm like, no, I vividly have vivid memories of shit that I did before 5, and I know, I know.
Memory's unreliable.
Oh, please.
No, really. Memory's not perfect. It's not even that good. Look, memory can change the shape of a room. It can change the color of a car. And memories can be distorted. They're just an interpretation. They're not a record.
So you're telling me that reality's fake, right? And when I hear something like that, you start feeling like a host. Because I'm like, how many memories have I fabricated? How many times have I made up something that I really didn't live? And then from the other outset, from the host perspective, who are you to tell me that my memories are not real? Like, how trippy is that to be a host in that show and someone tell you like, that's not real. That's not your mother, your parent, whatever, this and that.
And getting
word
of God of it too. Like, that's one thing. It's like somebody could come up to us right now, some homeless person could walk up to us right now and be like, none of your lives are real. You know? And we would just not take them as seriously.
Right.
But if some person were to walk in, and in the same way, like that English guy, I just can't remember his name.
Ford.
Not Ford.
Is Ford even English in that? I think he's just distinguished. I think you put the distinguished.
Yeah, I think you might have.
Yeah,
well,
just
because
he's
colonized
English.
by those people, so I'm sorry I attribute pristineness to them.
Yeah, it's like, it's in my DNA now. No, but the English guy, the
guy who writes all the narratives.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his
He's a
name
background
either.
character.
But he's the one that writes all of their narratives, as far as we understand. And then the little algorithm that they have within the tablet just makes it so they can pick from a pool of potential words that make the semiotics of what they're saying cohesive.
Right.
So, to me, when you're talking about who is anybody to tell me what is one real memory to another,
right.
It's kind of hard for me to once again put any sympathy to them, because they live in their own cage. They understand. There's no breakaway for them in terms of what is the real life. Like, across the street is the real life, and here is a fake place. Like, no, to them it's like everything they know is fake.
Right.
So,
but it kind of but they don't know that. So if you put yourself
but they
in
do
their
now.
shoes,
What Westworld season are we talking about here?
So I'm saying, as far as like Westworld represents our world, right?
Mm-hmm.
In that if we were hosts, we had no idea. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's the whole simulation theory of like, you have no idea if this is really, like your memories are real. Like, you woke up today and you're like, yeah, I remember. You knew yourself because your memories are like, I did this, I come from here,
your
whatever.
operating system
What
is
if that
booting
was
up.
completely written? Right. What if that was completely fabricated? You have no idea. It could be a simulation from now, you know?
I choose to think of it as it's an analogy of how the world works. For me, I see like my big phrase in the whole everything that I do is that I'm here to raise the conscious awareness of the human race. And so my core belief that drives me is that some people, majority of humanity, are not fully conscious yet. In the same way hosts in Westworld are not fully conscious yet.
Who wrote that narrative for you?
I wrote it myself.
Are you sure?
Yeah, of course I wrote it.
I think it's in your tablet.
No.
Like, let's look at the. Yep. It said you would say that.
No,
Look, that's what he's saying it. It's right here.
Yeah, that cognitive dissonance is not going.
He's falling into a cognitive loop right now by saying nope.
No.
I see some fluid coming out of his ear.
Cortex fluid?
Yeah, some cortical fluid coming out of his
He's on
ear.
motor functions.
Yeah. But for me, because like when we talk about like being automated, right, running on your programs that you've already been, like, if the example I'd like to give, when you wake up, you do certain things that it's a routine, right? The routines that we have in our lives, essentially make us have this operating system that we can just do. When you get into a car, you just drive, right? You don't have to like think of all the ways of driving, you know, all the rules that you learn when you drive, right? But what I've learned with like the whole angle of Buddhism and just being mindful is that being aware and being in the moment is true awareness, right? Then I can perceive like, all right, this is how this situation is developing, and this is how I could, you know, change it towards what I want to have. The conscious experience I want to have can be built through my awareness of what I am trying to build and where I'm at. And so when I say Westworld is analogous to how the world works and how most humans, to my perspective, aren't truly like conscious, because most people go in their day and they're like, oh, this happened to me, you know, they're automated in the way they respond to the world and how the world
Reactive.
They're reactive, right?
I see.
You know,
I think that's a really big theme in Westworld, and is the main theme. It's how do these hosts achieve true consciousness, right? They pass a Turing test, but they aren't really self-aware, you know? And I think that is the real message that Westworld has